few interesting bits happened on Raw. Good follow-ups. It was a very good show for a post-WrestleMania Raw. They've done some stinkers as of recent. I think the last best one was like in 2013 or 14 that had tons of stuff happening. This Raw had tons of stuff happening. So it was a good show.
That's why the people watch the show,
Mm-hmm.
to see everything change. And everything did change on Raw.
Everything changed. Randy Orton was established as John Cena's next opponent. We figure at Backlash next month. But there's going to be a few things we're going to be talking about. Gunther, your man.
Yep.
He lost the WWE Raw World's title to Jey Uso. No surprise there. More surprising is that he tapped out to his own choke that Jey Uso put on him as well. So all the fans were chanting, "You tapped out, you tapped out." Good old-fashioned taunting. But then Gunther goes to the commentators. And, well, you watched it. You tell us what happened. You don't need me to recount it.
Well, I guess McAfee and the other announcer were bad-mouthing Gunther. And I just saw the highlights of it. I didn't see Raw. But he was over there telling Michael Cole to shut up. He didn't like him. He didn't like his voice. He didn't like what he was saying, this, that, and the other. And was trying to goad him into getting up and getting in the ring. And, of course, Michael Cole's not going to get up and do that. Finally, he reached over and just grabbed him. I mean, Michael Cole was on his feet at that time. And he grabbed him. And I don't know if he tried to put the hold on him then, but then McAfee tried to get him off, and then McAfee and Gunther got into it, and the people popped big because the people there, they know he's not going to wrestle Michael Cole. But McAfee, they said that there's a match there. So that's what they're going for. And then McAfee cut loose on him, hit him a couple of shots, he backed up, and then they sent all the agents out to separate these guys. Hey, those agents have a full-time job just separating wrestlers now. And then he locked the hold on McAfee, and he put McAfee out. And McAfee, they helped him up, and you saw him walking around. But now, and I would be interested in seeing that match because McAfee, he's won his first two matches. So I think they can kind of curate this and build this into something that other people would want to see. I want to see it already. Hope they just don't wear it out. And of course, you will see McAfee probably leave his announcing desk in a match with Gunther and go in there and try to put the hold on him. And what do you think it's going?
Oh, I think Gunther will win. But
I do too.
I want to ask you this, Dutch. In your booking days, obviously titles are won and lost. When somebody loses a title and loses it clean, but you still want to keep the heat on them, I guess. What were your go-to stories? What were your go-to angles to keep the heat on somebody who has just lost a title to keep interest from the fans' perspective?
Well, this was a good step because wrestling fans, they have a future outlook on everything. Now they've already transitioned Gunther away from that loss, just disassociate with him. Now McAfee can talk about it. He got his ass beat. That's the heat now. So he's going to shut him up first. I think I hated to see him lose that title because I think that, but you've heard to say it, he doesn't need the title. And which one did he lose it to?
Jey.
Jey Uso. Jey the dominant one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think they'll put a lot of emphasis on McAfee and Gunther, and they can come up with, I think Gunther can really welcome him to the wrestling business because his other two were just fluffs. This won't be a fluff. He's going to make sure he's carted out of the ring in a stretcher, and they can deliver that. So, and And now Gunther he has to, now since he's lost the title, he has to undergo a second getting over period. And once one or two TBs, or no more than three, would do that. I say two. And I mean, McAfee has to really act like he's enraged. I would have McAfee leave the announce desk for a minute to go and take a phone call or do something emergency, or he has to go. And then Gunther comes out, and then have damn McAfee come down that ramp and get him from the back and just beat the crap out of him. Then they pull him apart again. And that shows fire on McAfee. You know, they might know that Gunther's going to win, but if McAfee is going to put up a fight, and then I would draw the line between Coleman and McAfee. And McAfee said, I had to protect your ass. And he said, I was fine. Yeah, you'd have thought fine. You said, man, he put me out with that. He said, man, I never had something hurt that bad. So, and he said, and we're going to settle this once and for all. I think there's a way to really build that, because, you know, when McAfee came on him, the crowd, they popped. Because in McAfee he can just handle this. You know, he didn't work back in the fall or in the early months this year because he had that NFL
the college
contract
game
going.
Day, yeah.
Yep, and he was. I'm interested in this angle. I don't know where it's going.
So, just to clarify what you said before, the best way if somebody loses a title is to disassociate, you know, unless you're going to do the return thing, I guess, is to just completely disassociate by kicking off another big story immediately to divert the two people. That's
one way. Or they can keep it going by coming back and doing something to that guy, beating the crap out of him, and then he can go around. But send it with McAfee. I agree with that. Now it's a misdirection. Now he's going to go back in on Jay again. He hadn't forgot it. He has a memory like an elephant.
There was one other thing, right? I've only watched it once, so I'm sure someone's going to tell me the answer. But did you notice that someone in a gold jacket tried to jump in as well? And then half of the agents were trying to hold this guy back in the gold jacket. Who was that guy?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Do I need to just go watch that back now and try and figure it out?
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah, I don't know the guy.
Yeah, one sec. It's going to bug me. Hang on. Right, I'm not going to play this, but let me just try and find out where he is. Okay, so we'll try and just play this here.
What side did he come from?
At the right-hand side as you're looking at it. Where was he? There, that guy. Is that just some randomer?
No, I don't know who he is. That's not somebody working there, I'm sure. No, that's a fan.
Yeah, you think a fan just ran in?
Looks like it.
Because you see about 4 or 5 people. There's a second one going after him as well. Who's that going after him?
Who's that? Where at?
If I just play it again. He's got long hair. That's not a wrestler, is it? This guy here. Don't know if you can see my mouse, but who's that guy?
I don't know who that is either.
You think like 2 fans tried to jump the ring? As the third one?
Yeah, all the agents are holding him back.
Do you know what it might be? I think I know what it is, because at WrestleMania they pointed out that Pat McAfee's staff for the Pat McAfee show was in the audience.
Okay.
I think that's who it is. There we go. Mystery. Well, I don't know if it's mystery solved, but I think it might be mystery solved.
Well, do you think were they supposed to do that?
Probably, because I don't know. I think the police would have been there to arrest pretty quickly if that wasn't planned. And they did have 18 agents out there.
But you know what McAfee may be doing? He may be kayfabing his own people.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because he's an announcer, right? And they're supposed to work around him, and they might know it. But when it comes to him, no, you're not going to do this. What if Gunther had just hauled off and just damn broke somebody's jaw? And he probably could too. But I don't know those guys, and it could be the staff, because I saw something else his staff doing when they went with him out. I think the guy with the gold jacket went out with him.
Maybe it was.
Did you see? See if you can find when he's going up the ramp. I think one of those guys was with him.
Okay, one sec. Okay, we're not doing the audio on this. We don't need to. So what, do you want me to forward it through?
No, till they get to the ramp.
To the ramp.
Oh, see that guy right there in the denim jacket?
Yeah, did we see him? I think that long-haired guy was there as well. So because there wasn't any commentators telling us who they were, I thought it was a fan jumping over, but I think he might be.
Yeah, I think he's a part of the crew there.
Yeah,
or
I think that's
he's with McAfee for some reason.
Yeah, I think that was it. Right.
That's what I think.
Okay, then we're going to talk about one more thing, and then
we solved that.
Live on the show.
We solved that in about 90 seconds.